I want to call the October 6, 2016 Daviess County Fiscal Court meeting to order, please. If you would bow your head in prayer. Before I pray, I want everyone out there in the audience to please keep Commissioner Caslin and his wife Lisa in their prayers. Lisa's mom passed away this past Monday. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for all the gifts that we receive from you. We ask that you watch over the men and women who serve in our armed forces and as well as the emergency responders. I ask for wisdom and understanding for this court. Grant us humility in our everyday life and give us the courage to make good decisions for all of our Daviess County community. We ask all these things in your name. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Once again, I want to welcome everyone to our October 6, 2016 meeting. Jenny, I like the boots you have on tonight.
Oh, I thought you said something else. I was quite confused.
Oh,
Thank you
okay.
very much.
Are you ready to go?
Yes.
All right.
Item 1, consideration for approval, A, minutes of the September 22nd, 2016 court meeting.
Motion approved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Commissioners, you've all had a copy of the minutes in your possession for some time. Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carried. And remember, Commissioners, we're missing one person, so we got to do this kind of.
Yeah, we just mentioned it to ourselves. We'll share.
Oh, okay. I'll remember that at the end.
B, all claims for all departments.
Move to approve. Second.
I have a motion second again, Commissioners. You've had a copy of all the bills due and payable by Daviess County Fiscal Court in your possession for some time. Any questions for the treasurer? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carried.
C, fund transfer.
Move to approve. Second.
I have a motion second. Mr. Hendricks.
Yes, I'm requesting court's authority to transfer $200,000 from the general fund to the LGEA fund. It is a budgeted transfer. Request approval.
Commissioners, any questions or comments? I'm not going to ask for question or comment by the public tonight because we have none. Hearing no question, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
D, resolution 16, 2016, allocating current LGED funds not in excess of $40,000 to the Friendly Park Village sewer extension.
Motion approved. Second.
I have a motion second. Mr. Smith, you want to talk about this?
Yes, Judge. As you know, the court is trying to find a way to make the expansion of RWRA sewers out to Cedar Hills and Friendly Village as affordable as possible. We're trying to find every grants and pot of money, and this is one pot of money that comes through coal severance funds that we can tap. It's a multi-step process in order to get access to these funds, and this is the first step as a resolution passed by the court.
Okay, question or comment by the commission? I don't know that you talk about House Bill 303 in there, David. I was listening and talking to Jenny, but
not specifically, but I said it is a multi-step process.
Yes, House Bill 303 that was passed in the last General Assembly requires that we do. Mr. Hendricks, you have talked to the Department for Local Governments to talk about that process, and we must first pass a resolution, my understanding, appropriating the funds and saying what we're going to use it for. Then we have to send a letter to all the legislators that are within the county, and we happen to have 5 representatives and a senator that all have to send us a letter back saying they agree with the way we spend the money. Is that correct?
That is correct. And you're right, there's several parts. The reason this says up to 40 is we can only spend what we actually have. We won't have 40, so I put up to 40 so we can get the max of ultimately we'll have more than that over a couple-year period, but we'll have to do it again.
Right. Doesn't necessarily mean that we'll spend the 40,000 either on that project, but we could if we needed to. Yes, sir?
What if 1 out of the 5 says, I don't think this is a good idea?
1 out of 5. then we have a problem.
legislators.
Then we
So can
are
any
gonna
one of-
send you and Commissioner Colger to whack them.
So can they, do they have veto power, each one of them?
Yes,
Or
I
is this a
believe they do.
majority, or what is this?
I believe it takes all of them.
it takes all of them.
There would probably be a discussion. What they're wanting to make sure is that, because these dollars are voted on during the biennial budget, and they're wanting to make sure that we notify every one of them and that there's no dissent. If there's 1 out of 5, I'm not sure that it would be.
We have been fortunate, up, some of the counties that depended heavily on co-severance, if you looked at their budgets, and if you looked at the biennial budget, you would see that those, down to the dollar, they were listed for the projects that would be used. And in some cases, some of those legislators would use them to fund projects that they had an interest in. We have always placed our money into what we call economic development, because that's what this court has always done. The previous court used the money for economic development. We've used it for economic development programs, such as the vet tech program, the automotive tech program out of OCTC, expanding the airport entryway, or the terminal. Water lines. So we've always done it the way that you should, but I think a lot of the legislators thought that this was one way to create more openness and transparency, and to perhaps put their finger on the, we always hear that home rule thing, and I'm not sure they like home rule unless they agree with it. So I don't anticipate any problem at all from any of the legislators that we have in our county.
Judge, I just wanted to add, this is kind of a desperate situation. You can call it desperate emergency. They're down to their last limb.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's pushed us into where we have to do something.
Yes.
And I believe, as you said, they should go along with us.
I absolutely do not believe that. I've had conversations with 3 of the 5 representatives and with Senator Bowen, and they don't have a problem with it.
Well, I wasn't actually concerned about
Oh,
this
I
one.
understand.
I
Going forward?
was thinking about the policy. the
Well,
rules.
Commissioner, here's what
Long
I'm
run.
gonna tell you in the long run. I doubt that we're gonna have any co-severance to worry about in the long run anyway, but, anyway. Any other question or comment? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
E, flow testing contract and agreement with inspection, testing, and maintenance for the fire department.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion second. Mr. Hendricks, you're gonna talk to us.
Yes, this is an exercise that is performed annually to test all the fire hydrants in the county that the county is responsible for. This company has been used before. The fire chief and staff like this company. They do a very good professional job. They're very reliable and efficient. And the cost per unit in this is basically an extension, because the cost per unit is the same as it was last year. Okay. And I know some of the water departments also use the same company, but we do this annually. It's in order. I'd recommend approval.
There, as I look, Mr. Hendricks, we've got a total of 1,203 fire hydrants throughout the county. At $6 a fire hydrant, total is $72.18.
That's correct.
Commissioners, any question or comment? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
G, advertise for an animal control coordinator technician if not filled internally.
Motion approved.
Second.
I have a motion second. David, you want to tell us why we were doing that?
I can. We had, that position is now vacant. The person has turned in their 2 weeks' notice.
Okay, not adding anyone out there, we're just preparing to replace someone. And I think it was Marissa.
Yes.
Is she, publicly, I want to thank Marissa for what she's done for animal control. Any other question or comment? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
2, consideration for appointment A, Suzanne Northern Blazar to the Owensboro Health Regional Hospital Board, and she has served one term. Her term shall be effective 10/31/16 and expire 10/31/19.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion second. Commissioners, I want to take the opportunity to thank Suzanne for her past service, and I know she will continue to do a good job for us going forward. I know that she's held in high regard by the other board members. Any question or comment? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
3, ordinance A, first reading of KOC 220.29, 9/2016, an ordinance authorizing and directing a rebate of 0.35% from the salaries, wages, and other compensation to be paid to the new employees of Specialty Food Groups Incorporated, provided said corporation meets the criteria set forth in its application for incentives under the Kentucky Economic Development Finance Authority, Kentucky Business Investment Program.
Move to approve?
No.
No.
Oh, I'm
Let's-
sorry,
yeah,
first
I'm sorry,
reading.
it's
I'm
first reading.
sorry.
David, I think you can tell us a little bit about this.
As you know, I think it was a year ago, we granted SFG some money out of our Economic Development Fund. They have also applied for a KBI program, and so this will, as part of the KBI, the state will rebate back their income taxes paid on the state level if the local governments give up their local occupational taxes. So this is the first reading of an ordinance to do that. The city, at their meeting Tuesday, also had first reading of their ordinance. Field Packing Company is one of the few companies in this town that straddles the city-county line. So we both have to pass these ordinances.
And they intend to create up to 95 new jobs and invest
Correct.
$6 million in a new line out there.
That's correct.
Commissioners, any question or comment? Okay, next item.
Item 4, consideration for discussion, A, other business to be brought before the Daviess County Fiscal Court. I am not aware of any.
Okay, next.
Public comments?
This is a time in our meeting during which we ask the public to come up, identify themselves, and they're welcome to speak on anything not on the agenda, and we don't have any public here tonight.
C, comments by Daviess Fiscal Court.
Commissioner Koger.
I know a lot of people's traveling this next week, so hopefully they'll be safe and get back home, and good luck.
Commissioner Wathen.
Pass.
Just a couple comments. Number one, I want to tell all those folks who are in Florida facing Hurricane Matthew that they're in our thoughts and prayers. My sister Joni lives in North Hollywood, Florida. I haven't heard from her. When we get done with this meeting, I think I'm going to call her on the way home. I also was made aware of I'm trying to figure out what to call it, a racial attack here in our county last night or early this morning, where a cross was burned in front of a mobile home in Eastwood Mobile Home Park, and as well as a racial slur painted on that mobile home. And I doubt that the folks that did that would be watching or listening, but I want them to know that I'm going to ask the Sheriff's Department to do everything they can to find out who's responsible for it and prosecute those people to the fullest extent of the law, aren't we, Claude? Absolutely, Judge. We don't stand for that kind of thing in Daviess County. I think that's terrible when you have cowards do that in the middle of the night and attack and scare folks who are out there just trying to live their everyday lives. So. Next item. Oh, I have one more. This October, we are celebrating employee anniversaries. Joe Paul Bickett, Facilities Maintenance Supervisor, been with us 15 years. And Nicholas Wall, a firefighter EMT, has been with us 10 years. I'll just remind you early that our second meeting in November has been rescheduled for the 15th, Tuesday the 15th. And the reason we're doing that is that Thursday, the majority of the court will be at a KCO winter meeting. So we will continue to remind everybody. If there's no other business to be brought before Daviess County Fiscal Court, without exception, we're adjourned.